morning, everyone. I hope everybody had a wonderful day yesterday, and I hope everybody is having a wonderful day today. So, a little chilly here today. It's rainy, it's cloudy, it's chilly. Perfect autumn weather, honestly. So, I've got an Afghan that my mom made me a while back to kind of keep me warm. Just my arms, though. The rest of me's fine. My arms get a little chilly. That being said, Pepe! What's up, Rockstar? Let's see. So, overnight, I completely replaced my entire rail network. Got everything tied back together, and it is now up and running again, better than ever before, theoretically. Oh, good, it has been replacing things. Also, Gleba sucks. Gleba sucks a lot. Because, for whatever reason, the entire system just stopped working. So I've got to go back to that damn planet again. I swear to God. Got to go back there and I've got to fix it. So, yeah. I hate Gleba. I hate it so much. That's okay, because what I'm working on right now is getting finished up with starting Molten Iron. And then once that's done, we'll be taking a look at the BF Hauler, which I went ahead and I got the platform done. Tweaked it a little bit to suit my needs. I'll probably be tweaking it a little bit more, but this is the sort of shape that I'm going with and the ridiculous amount of hauling capacity it's going to have. So that's what is on today's docket. Now, apparently I am still dealing with a cold or something, because as you've noticed, I've been having coughing fits still. So I don't know how long we are going to last today, but we are going to try and make it through and get this stuff done. Got myself tea with some honey in it, which is fantastic. Whoops. Go. Awesome. And there we are. All of those guys should be running better now. I don't know power. Awesome. Next up, need. What am I looking at? I need more wagons. So apparently you can only have one of the cargo landing pads per planet. I didn't realize this, but apparently, and it makes sense in a way. It's frustrating, but it makes sense. because I was going to have a separate one at a different location specifically for collecting calcite and then loading it onto a train and moving that. But unfortunately, found out you can only place one. And while I currently have the one set up here for collecting science, I do not have it really set up properly for anything else. Well, I hadn't planned on doing a teleport cheat or anything like that. It was simply just so that I could have a separate location for collecting specific resources. In fact, teleporting never even crossed my mind. The one thing that I wanted to make sure that I was doing was collecting um, calcite. So that way I had a location that was separate from science in order to be able to then collect all that stuff. So, but I went ahead and I just brought it over here and was waiting for Captain Insano to finish collecting it. You know what, though? Excuse me. That's what I thought. I wasn't collecting any. Okay, let's grab more of those. Yeah, that should be good. Should be fine on. Yeah. And then run our happy asses back down. Oh. This is one of the few times you're also going to see any other color on me than black. Looking, I'm like, wait a minute. And it was funny too because my mom and I had that conversation the other day, mostly joking, because she was mentioning that if I wanted clothes for Christmas, I had to make sure that I gave her the proper sizes and whatnot. And she's like, now what about T-shirts, or what about pants? And I was like, oh, I've got a couple pair, we're good. And she's like, okay, well, what about shirts? Like any other color than black? And I'm like, nope, just black. Maybe light black or dark black, but still black. I refused to wear any other color. And she's like, well, what about this? And I was like, no. And she's like, well, what about white T-shirts? And I'm like, I have some. No. We're good. All right. Let's get our trains here. All right, add station. We are. What station are you anyway? Oh, you're one of my loading ones. Okay. All right. Add cargo. Add station. Unload. That's what I want. Empty cargo. So because of the fact that I have a separate station for molten iron, I went ahead and named it different. So that way I can keep my regular iron ore station and my molten iron ore station separated from one another via trains. And then just refuel. And let's take a ride on it. Because it's fun to watch the network, the rail network actually doing its job. See all the trains going. And the nice thing about the elevated rails, and this is something that I don't think as many people are actually like considering when they're thinking about how useful they are, is that God, yes. Well, that's what the big effing hauler is going to wind up being for. But in the case of the elevated rails, what it winds up doing is allowing you to change your rail network from a crossover-based network to a merge-based, and specifically at junctions and well, just any of the junctions, whether it's four-way or three-way, because you're no longer having to. Nice. That's not where you were supposed to go, but that's okay. Are you actually full? Apparently you are. Okay. So what it allows for is, instead of like having these situations where the trains wind up spending more time, merging, or spend time merging onto their respective systems. That's one thing that I haven't looked at, is the electromagnetic assemblers being able to build anything else. I haven't checked on that. I was watching a video before the stream, though, of somebody who was doing a run out to, what is that? The Shattered Planet. And okay, I'll definitely have to start making some of those. But I was watching a guy doing a run out to the Shattered Planet, and he had a massive ship that was designed as a drill head. And it had the rocket pods, and it had the turrets and everything. And it's about a 10-minute video where at some point in time he wound up failing. And it looks like the biggest problem is just keeping up with the constant demand for ammo, which is kind of frightening to consider, that there is a point where you just don't have enough ammo. It's like, well, damn, okay. There we go. Move that one. Oh, nice. There we are. Well, I'm pretty sure he did have, like, it, and it's at some point, the speed isn't really the defining factor. It's the density and just how, like, there's the larger asteroids, way larger. The ones that you can't just blow up with regular turrets. That's where you need the rocket turrets for. And it just, watching one of those videos is insane. I'm like definitely nervous to try it in creative, let alone in a legit playthrough. Oh yeah. Oh, railguns? Okay. Well, still, you need much larger weapons. All right, now that I'm making molten iron, which makes me happy, of course I need fluid. And this is where I need to figure out how I'm going to add, more specifically, where I'm going to add Yeah, fair enough. Like that's one of the things that I've tried not to do as well is watch a lot of other gameplay. Like this stuff and anything that I've already done with like Volcanus and Fulgora, not a big deal. Um, I kind of watched a little bit of a video for Gleba the other day, and mostly it was guys complaining about getting attacked all the time and watching as their base was getting absolutely massacred by pentapods. And it's like, well, all things considered, it's the situation that you put yourself in. Hello, consequences of your own actions. All right, I need what's up here. And really, the only thing that I've seen of Aquilo is specifically what the title shows you. Little title teasers. PLD? Oh, personal laser defense. Yeah. Okay. This. And yeah, it took me a second. I was like, what the heck? Oh, yeah, that's right. Alrighty. We are now filling up on that sweet, sweet molten iron. We are going to have so much of it. That is going to be fun. And we should be able to use this for things like, and specifically, what I'm going to need a lot more of is concrete. But also, we've got the steel, we've got iron gears and iron sticks. Copper cables is going to be nice too, especially with the electromagnetic assemblers. Fulgora, let's take a look at you. Where am I making those anyway? Down here, I think. Or at least yeah, I am. Okay. Yeah. Okay. And add station. I want to load that. Full cargo. And I don't really have anywhere else for it to go just yet. That'll be something that I work on a little bit later. Because of the fact that a lot of what we are going to be doing is going to require the big effing hauler. Let's get a lot of this moved around. Or over here, just okay. Anyway, switch over to BF Hauler. So as I mentioned, this is kind of the layout that I was going for, the sort of design that I wanted. There are probably going to be a couple of changes, but that's okay. I think what I'll do. There's a train outside. You get those every once in a while. It's kind of fun hearing the train in a strange sort of way. It's like a strangely comforting sound. Oh, scratchy scratch. So I'm not sure how many of you have heard of the new social media app Blue Sky. Basically, it's Twitter, but for people who don't like Twitter. And there's a very specific political leaning towards it as well, which is amusing as all hell. Because a lot of the posts, both on Twitter and Blue Sky, are talking about it's Twitter. I don't care what Musk wants to call it. X is a terrible fucking name. It's still Twitter because people are still tweeting. Regardless. Looking at shitter. That's the problem with putting the X in front of the itter, is then it becomes like a Chinese pronunciation, and then you're just like, it's shitter. But regardless of that, what's really entertaining is how many people who are going over to Blue Sky who are like, oh, this is so much nicer. It's not Twitter. It's, it's this and that. And, I'm free of all of the bullshit that's on Twitter. And I'm looking at all of the posts that are on Blue Sky. And then I go back to the recommended or the trending posts on Twitter. And I'm like, they're literally the same. The stuff that's trending on Twitter is the same stuff that's trending on Blue Sky. Now, that's true. Currently, Blue Sky is not packed with spam bots. But give it a year, and you'll start to see that it's going to look exactly like Twitter. And it's not the fault of any one person, and it's not the fault of a particular group of people. It's just the natural order of the internet. Anytime something becomes sufficiently popular, and anytime that there is a sufficient amount of money to be made on a platform or through a service, you will get a wave of spam and a wave of bots and stuff like that. It just starts coming in and slowly eroding away the thing that everybody loves. That's just the way of it. Yeah. If it wasn't for the spam bots, I wouldn't have any followers on Twitter, honestly. I was actually noticing that, and I was like, God bless them. Fortunately, I don't have that problem because I don't post any of the keywords that they like. Let's see. I think I like that a little bit better. Yeah, we'll do that. Nope, nope, nope. There we go. Well, and so this is a problem. I don't think it's possible to get rid of the bots. And I don't think it's possible to get rid of the bots because every time you get rid of one, another crop pops up. And you can do all sorts of fun AI learning, and you can do all sorts of tricks and whatnot to try and circumvent how the bots work. But the reality is it's a numbers game, and there are just a lot more people using bots than there are ways to stop them. And it's just, that's the reality of it. You just cannot get rid of all of the bots. It would be awesome if we could. This is what I wanted. So that's why I don't think it is just a purely politically motivated one. Because again, there's too much money in what the service that bots provide. If it wasn't as lucrative, then I don't think we would see as many. Okay. Yeah, I like that. That makes me feel better. Okay, next up, I want to look at, I need to make some of them giant fuckers. Where do I have what I need for making them? Because I need iron plate, steel plate, and concrete. I think that's also, now that I consider it, another prime example of where we tend to forget certain things are variables in the equation. Is when it comes to certain things, money is a huge defining factor in, yeah, that'll work. But money is a huge defining factor in a lot of the decision making that goes on. And it's not just, like Elon in that respect, but it's also, if you look at most of the companies that are out there doing things, a lot of their decision making is, how is this going to benefit me monetarily? plate. Plate. Okay. What I need is that. Oops. Another prime example of this in action is the the mod menu makers for Grand Theft Auto 5, Grand Theft Auto Online, is that there is a monetary reason why they continue to do what they do. Let's say under 10. Like, it doesn't matter how much Rockstar invests in decent anti-cheat software, because at the end of the day, these mod makers make too much money. They make way, way more money than most people realize. And so they have a financial incentive to continue selling their cheat software. Oh shit, really? Are we sure about that? And it's not just the onion being the onion? Holy shit. Apparently it's a legitimate thing. That's funny. Well, these days, I think there have been a number of articles that the Onion has put out that others have then picked up and run with as if they were legitimate. So sometimes it doesn't matter where it comes from. If the original source is the Onion, you want to double check. So it's like, wait a minute. Are we sure about that? So that's one of those, could go either way. Oh, that's right. I've got you set up for that. BF Hauler. But at the same time, one of the things that I love about the Onion is I honestly don't know what their specific political leaning is. If I had to take a guess, I would say that they're actually probably centrists, which is cool. I like centrist people. Maybe like center right, center left, but at least still mostly in the middle. But what I really love about the Onion is that they take the piss out of everybody. It doesn't matter who. And I think that's something that has been sorely missing and lacking from media for a while. And from just people in general, just being able to laugh at yourselves. It's okay to laugh at yourself every once in a while. That reminds me, how's my lemon pod? Well, you should have already left. Just go. That's weird. Oh. And you know, that's one of those things. It is a hard thing to do sometimes, and I understand. Possibly sociopathic. It's also entirely possible that it's a learned behavior. In most cases, nobody wants to be the butt of a joke. Nobody wants to admit fault because then that means that they're wrong. And most people are taught that if you're wrong, there is something wrong with you. And especially this day and age where social media is the defining factor in most people's decision making and in most people's lives. You don't want to be the person that's wrong, because if you're wrong, that means that, well, potentially thousands of people are going to make fun of you, which is kind of frightening. Because if you look at a lot of us who grew up prior to social media, a lot of us do have the ability to be self-deprecating, to admit fault, for the most part, and just in generally learn from our mistakes in a more open manner. Those who were born at the dawn of social media, and or who have grown up with social media as teenagers, are a little 50-50 as to whether or not they can take criticism. It kind of depends on what their sort of specialty is. So if they're actual creators, art, music, film, etc., anything that is about creating stuff, most of them are able to handle criticism or are able to admit that they were wrong in some way, shape, or form and learn from that. Not always, but a good portion of them. And then as you progress, and as we're getting to the more recent generations, you're starting to see that there is a higher level of narcissism, and I would say a higher level of what is a good term for that? Overvalued self-worth. I think that would probably be the best way to kind of describe that, is that some people think a little too highly of themselves. Funnily enough, so there's this game that my mom plays called Cody Cross, and essentially it's just a grid where it will have a bunch of questions for a row, or it'll have a question for a row, and all the rows are words, or they will be like multiple words, but it will be the same length. Well, what was funny is that I was making dinner, and my mom was sitting in the hallway, which is just right off the kitchen, playing Cody Cross, which has kind of become a thing. And there was a particular question that came up, and she starts laughing. And I was like, what are you laughing about? And she's like, okay, this is just a joke. Remember that. This is just a joke. But the question, or the clue, was somebody who thinks highly of themselves or too much of themselves, that sort of thing. And then she put in my name, and it fit, like the number of letters fit. I start laughing, and I was like, fuck you, Mom. That's funny, but fuck you. That hurts. And she got a good laugh out of that. When I was like, you're also right. I do sometimes think a little too highly of myself. but that's fine. I think everybody should have a little bit of ego. Not a lot, just a little bit, because it can go a long way. All right. What the hell am I doing? That's right. I'm refueling the ship. And Captain Insano, BF Hauler. So one of the things that I want to do is I want to grab the nuclear reactor off of here. Okay. Let's just grab this. And what we'll do is just make you a blueprint. Get rid of those. All of that. Don't need all of that. You. Those. That. What else do I want to get rid of? You. We'll have to come back and revisit that. Cargo bays. Just clear out everything I'm not looking to keep. I wish you could zoom in on blueprints. It would make it a little bit easier to edit them sometimes. All of that. This. Absolutely. Like, that's one thing that I do like about the lab mod that I have. I just don't think it handles ships very well. So, at least not yet. Let's save that. And then edit this some more. Okay. Rid of that. I can put everything else in place that I need to. Okay, how's that looking? I got rid of those. Let's get rid of that one. And yeah, that looks good. Okay. BF Hauler. Come over here. Let's see how this will look. Okay. Yeah, absolutely. And especially when you start working on more complicated stuff and you're trying to get it just right, it really is one of those that it causes time to disappear. Because working on your normal factory could do that shit. You're like, wait a minute, I was supposed to be doing this other thing 4 hours ago. There we go. Hey, what's up, Kintar? How you doing, buddy? Yeah, fair enough. Hot damn. Thank you for the resubscription there, Kintar. Much appreciated. Oh, yeah. That's the good stuff. Oh, yeah, absolutely. The sleep has been amazing. I just do that. Hey, Cruz, stop being an idiot. I know it's difficult, but you can try. Are we still sending up nuclear fuel? Yes, we are. How is 11 Pod doing on fuel? Almost done. Man, they're working outside somewhere, and I don't know where, because I keep hearing them backing something up. It's big, heavy machinery kind of beeping sound that you're used to hearing. Oh, yeah. Oh, hell. That's a lot of uranium fuel. There we go. That makes me a little happier. Okay. Ugh. Let's head back to... I think what I'll do is... Are we actually done with that? I think before I start accepting all the, start doing all that stuff, I'm going to go ahead and we'll start planning out the build first. So that way I have a better idea of how this is supposed to all look. Don't need that because I am moron. a weird sound, but okay. What I should do is put that there. Go. And we place that there. That sounds lovely, honestly. I'm sure my sister would love those temperatures. Actually, probably my mom, too. Like, that was one thing that my mom and I were talking about last night was with the temperatures dropping, one of the things that we've loved is that it's made sleeping a lot better. And I used to be really skinny, like just ridiculously skinny. And so when it was cold, it was insufferable. Never liked it when it was cold. Oh, you're right. But as I have gotten older and as I have gotten heavier, oh, gotcha, yeah. But as I've gotten older and I've gotten heavier, I have grown to love the cold. Let's see, where do I want this? Probably there. But my dad, I always love the sound of a house or an apartment shifting. There's just something about it that is familiar in a way to me. But I can understand why some people wouldn't like it. Okay, now that's fair. Let's get are. But my dad never really cared for the cold. I remember he used to get so angry at us when it would be cold out and we would be just super comfortable. It was like, we're sorry. Not really. Go. Ooh, that works incredibly well. That is going to be so nice. Okay. Yeah, when they're constant like that, it can be a little obnoxious. Like in every once in a while, or one that you can kind of sort of count on, it's not too bad. But when it's a constant thing, yeah, that one definitely would drive anybody insane. All right, what I need is... Huh. You're lucky on that one. Go. And there. I could see how, again, those sorts of things would become incredibly irritating after a while. And then finally, okay. That is our water tank. True. And that's one thing that us gamers are terrible at, is being able to regulate our own sleep. Ooh, yeah, no, definitely not gonna be great. Oh, you're still... Okay, awesome. It's dropping off the calcite. Where is the calcite train? There it is. And getting ready to pull up. Not... Oh, because you're getting ready to go grab some. Anyway. No. Turn that back on. As we start waiting for all of this. Yeah, last night I actually wound up sleeping, like I went to bed probably just after midnight is when I laid down. And then wound up waking up at about 6 this morning. And, had to do the old man thing of, oh, wake up, go to the bathroom. But then there was this weird sort of buzzing sound that my computer was making. And it wasn't the computer itself. Well, I mean, physically it was the computer case, I think. But it was like the sort of hum or buzz that you hear when there is a bit of static on a speaker line. That's what the sound sounded like. So naturally I had to go through and figure out what was causing it. But then all I did was I shifted the case slightly back like a couple of inches, and that seemed to have fixed the problem. Okay. And the next thing is, now that I'm thinking about it, oh, that's going to be so nice. Yes, that is very nice. And yeah, perfect. Good music. Okay, now I need all of this. But you are going to get changed to thruster oxidizer. Go. Try and keep it as sort of compact as possible, while still allowing room for belts and whatnot to come around. Oh, that was cool. I love watching all the stuff build itself into place. Okay. Huh. Just checking on some stuff. Let's see. Honestly, I'm just waiting for everything to start popping up. It's basically what this is. Now, fortunately for what this is doing, I'm not going to need as many turrets on the sides and whatnot. But I am placing them at least around the words. I'm placing them around the back end just so that I can protect the thrusters. Go. Up here, cross. Fine. There. There. Awesome. Now we're starting to get the nuclear reactor stuff. Which I guess technically I don't actually need these heat exchangers, the heat pipes. But I'm putting them there anyway because it makes me feel better. And I need water. Do I need that? Kind of. But I need it that direction. There. That makes me feel better. Okay. Next up, let's grab that. Actually, no. Let's not start up the power cycle yet, because I don't currently have any water either. Okay. What I really need is to get grabbers going. More specifically, do I have any decent grabbers? Uh, 7 of the uncommon. Holy shit. Ugh, man. It's going to be nap time early today. Let's also does have a okay. We'll play around with that. Holy shit. I hate it when you suddenly get hit by the sleepies. Like, where did this come from? I don't want to be tired right now. Oh, you ran out of everything that I'm normally using. Okay. You'll learn how to talk, Cruz. Jesus. One of these days I'll know how to use English. Really low on ice. let's go ahead and for you guys, I want a more robust system. Like I need to grab a whole bunch. Do initially that. And then that. Yeah, so essentially it's going to go ahead and it'll pull out any of the spare oxide asteroid chunks. Then I reprocess it. And have a chance to get... Oh, I don't know. Oh. That. No, I don't want to reprocess it. What I'll do is we'll just process the spare. Although I don't really need to do that. Like, well... Oh. Okay, so this use ice. Okay. And then these, we go ahead and do oxide asteroid chunks. Not sure. Because I need to bring the stuff to it, obviously. That part's not a problem. Oh, man. Okay, so... what I will do here is if I take this and switch you from oxide to, let's say, carbonic. And then you become metallic. That's useful. Okay, and then you get to become carbonic. You get to become that. You become iron. And so essentially, these will then all feed back into the loop. Yeah. Tell you what, though, I think today is just going to be a super short stream. I'm not feeling 100. I'm barely feeling 80%. Whatever I've got that's kicking my ass, it is definitely throwing in some extra work today. We've put in a nice dent into this, which is nice. It's great to get a lot of this knocked out, and specifically things like the nuclear reactor, which I like the fact that it is kind of centered in the ship. Makes it feel like it is more of the engineering deck of this platform slash ship. And the fuel center over here. Hopefully get that up and running once we get processing done. And that still leaves us a lot of room for being able to do, like, we could do foundries actually for the iron ore and the iron plates, as well as, in fact, I could probably even bump it up to steel plates, specifically for doing the piercing rounds. Oh, no, because I need copper as well, and the firearm. So yeah, we'll just stick with regular ammo. But if we stick a couple of foundries on here, we'll have a little bit of extra help in terms of producing what we need, and then we'll just have to go to Volcanus periodically to re-up on calcite. Okay, awesome. I think that's one of the things that I'll probably do off stream is just go fix Gleba, because Gleba's fucked right now, and I have to actually like fly there to fix it, which is so annoying. I hate Gleba with a fiery hot passion. So once I get that done, hopefully we'll be in better position and I can finish this all up. But yeah, like I said, I am unfortunately going to go ahead and wrap this one up a little bit early today. Hopefully I'm feeling better tomorrow. But on the plus side, rail network is replaced and working flawlessly. Everything is up and running the way that it's supposed to again. Looks better, feels better, is better. I still need to make the warning label concrete, so that way I can finish up the railroads and not have the constant flashing errors. I wish you could shut that off. Like, hey, I know, go away. Like, mark all as red. It's like, I get it. Yeah, that's not actually doing anything. But yeah. So that's going to be it for today. A little bit of a short one. My apologies. I don't like doing the short ones, but yeah. As always, thank you all for joining me on these misadventures. So glad to have you guys along for the ride. You all have a wonderful day. Stay out of trouble. And remember, if you get caught, I don't know you. I will catch you guys hopefully tomorrow.